So guys, today I have a very special treat for you. I'm gonna be cooking one of my favorite dishes that actually inspired me to learn how to cook Pakistani food, and that is chicken karahi. A year ago when I went on my first trip to Pakistan, I was so impressed with this particular dish because it was one of the most consumed dishes there in Pakistan. And that's when I was like, this I must learn. So now this dish comes in two different forms. They either use lamb, they use mutton, or they use chicken. Now chicken was one of the most consumed karahis in Pakistan, Lahore, when I was there on my last recent trips. Now every state in Pakistan has its own way of twisting and cooking this dish as per their liking. So the gravy is actually, you could use onions in it and tomato, and some of them actually don't even use onions and they simply create the gravy with just tomatoes and curd. So today I will show you one of my recipes that I learned how to cook from there, and then you tell me and be the judge if I was right or wrong. Once the oil has heated up, we will go ahead and add our chicken. We will go ahead and add our tomatoes. Now as you can see, I have not diced the tomatoes, I've cut them into half, and I will show you later why I've done that. So this is what our sauce and gravy is gonna be made out of. This is the base. So we will go ahead and add our tomatoes in now. We'll go ahead and remove the skin of the tomatoes. That's how simple it is, which is why I had decided not to dice the tomatoes. Just cut them in half because it will be a lot easier to remove the tomato skins. So we will go ahead and start mixing the tomatoes inside the chicken. So this way we could dry all the extra water out on a high flame. So now that our water has dried up to almost 75%, we will go ahead and start adding our spices and fresh herbs. So first we will go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. One teaspoon of cumin. 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon crushed red peppers, 1 teaspoon of black crushed pepper, and now we will go ahead and start mixing our chicken. We will go ahead and make sure all the spices have blended properly inside the gravy. Next, we will go ahead and add rock salt as per your taste. Now we will go ahead, after sauteing and caramelizing the chicken for at least 5-6 minutes, we will go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of ghee or clarified butter. We'll also go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of sliced ginger, fresh ginger. Next, we will go ahead and add roughly around 1 cup of curd. into the chicken and make sure it's sauteed and mixed pretty well before we cover it with the lid. Alright guys, once you place the lid on the pot, we need to basically let the chicken cook further for at least 5 to 8 minutes. Basically what we're trying to do is to break down the proteins in the curd. So you want to dry out the water that will be released from the yogurt and turns into a nice creamy texture. So how will we know it's almost ready is when the butter, the oil starts separating from the sauce itself. That's when we know we're almost 90% there. So let's wait till that happens. Now we will go ahead and remove the lid and see if the yogurt has turned into a creamy texture, and as you could see, the oil has started separating from the gravy itself, which means it's pretty much done. Now we will go ahead and add our whole green chili peppers, some fenugreek, dried fenugreek leaves, roughly around 1 teaspoon, 2 tablespoons fresh coriander chopped, and we will give it a nice mix. So guys, our dish right here, the chicken curry, is ready, and I believe most of you must have realized how simple and basic the concept is. It is not as complex and complicated most people tend to make it sound like. It has your basic steps. If you follow the same basic steps, basically where the base is always the sauce. So it always comes down to fry your onions, saute your tomato, add your spices, add your herbs, then your protein or your vegetables, and just simply saute it. Now the key is in the sauteing process. Take your time, people. Don't be in a rush. You cannot rush when it comes to cooking Pakistani or Indian cuisine. The longer you saute your food on a low or a medium heat, the more flavor comes out of it. The proteins basically break down better and release that flavor. The spices basically break down better and release that flavor. So don't be in a rush. Take my advice, take your time, and keep sauteing your food until all the oils or the butter or the ghee has been released from the gravy, and that's when you know you've got yourself that perfect dish. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, please don't forget to click the subscribe button down there, the like button. Please don't forget to share the videos, leave a comment, and please don't forget to share the recipes with your friends and loved ones. Until next time, peace out.